Okay, so I am doing a relationship one card, one oracle card pull for each of the zodiac signs, and this can go for your sun, moon, or rising. I typically don't do general all signs reads, but ever since that eclipse on the 21st, I've just been like, yeah, I'll do some readings. Put them on YouTube. So I'm just going to kind of go with it, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, so speaking of the eclipse and its effects, I know a lot of people were feeling the physical effects of the eclipse. I do think a lot of us needed to drink more water. A lot of people were expressing dehydration symptoms, including myself, and a nap and some electrolytes kind of did the trick. But I also think that people who were just like more sensitive in general were feeling the energetic shifts, you know, physically. So sinus pressure and headaches and that kind of thing also could have been because people were just, tilting their heads up all crazy for a long time. I'm sort of bi-skeptical in that sense, but I did notice that when I asked about it on Facebook, I mean, I had 100 people like, yes, that was me. And the people who were chiming in tend to be more sensitive in nature. So I wrote a blog about the aftermath of the eclipse and what we can expect for the rest of the year, for the 4 months, and what each sign can focus on. I did a reading for that as well. And my friend Mark Royce, who is a self-proclaimed armchair mystic, he weighed in with some things going on astrologically, so I thought that was pretty cool. But I've been starting to get a couple requests, well, not a couple, several requests for personal relationship readings, which led me to think that even given my own circumstances, I'm not the only one out there who's kind of just wondering what in the heck 2017 is trying to do to a sister, all the feels. So I'm going to do the general spread, romance spread for all signs. And then I think I might end up doing a kind of a soulmates and separation spread. I tried to do it yesterday, but I think I was just too close to my own situation and did not come out according to... It just kind of came out... the messages, it came out not kind of garbled, but just not entirely focused the way that I like to make sure people have access to readings with clear-cut instructions and context. I think a lot of that has to do with just the energy in general right now. I think particularly because we're still in retrograde, that may be, the messages may be just kind of getting caught up in static. But I'm going to try again, maybe towards the tail end, and see what happens. So for this love reading, the Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby love reading, this will give you an idea of what you can focus on if you are single or partnered for the rest of 2017, and just sort of keep these cards in mind as you proceed. And I think that's all I want to say about that so far. Okay, so we are going to, I've got one tarot card from the Lion Strider Tarot for each sign, and I also have one chakra wisdom oracle card, which I pulled these. I didn't want to pull a romance angel. I didn't want to pull a romance, oracle, because I think what people can really use right now is some sort of attention to one of their 7 power centers. So this will give you an idea moving forward. What about yourself can use that kind of support, okay, moving forward. So first up, we are going to look at the bottom of the deck, King of Wands in reverse. No surprise there. We're looking at people who, it's like if you're listening to this, you're probably someone who, it's like every other area of your life is fairly balanced. It's like things are playing out according to plan for the most part this year. There might be a little bit of creative gumbo in there, and you may not really be sure of what the future holds, perhaps because there have been sudden upheavals in your life, people, friends leaving. But you're demonstrating a very genuine resilience towards these circumstances. I see that, it's like, okay, come at me, bruh. That's the energy that I'm getting. It's like, what else you got? Because I've survived through all of this. And even though I know you all's emotions are, you might feel like you're drowning sometimes, I think that's sort of necessary to do some deep cleansing and deep purging work. I mean, if again, in the last week, some old things have been dredged up, since, 10 days ago for me. So at least a week before the eclipse, I was already feeling it. And then, today is the first day that it's sort of pulling my head, clear from a lot of inner tension and inner anxiety and turmoil, and kind of saying, what was that? What did I just come through? It just feels like night and day. So that tells me that, things have shifted. The paradigm is on its way to shifting. We're nearing the end of a 1 year. And there's still some kind of it's sort of like when you're cleaning out the garage and you move all the stuff out, but you still have to clean out the cobwebs and stuff. That's what it feels like, So, in order to move forward, good. So I think people are feeling it looks to me in general that people are, there are new offers of love, new ways of communicating. Cycle's not over yet, but people are ready to move forward in relationships, whether they are single or committed, and head down a new path. Yeah, definitely new offers. I don't think the kind of wiffle waffling, that's just a term that that I've devised, is putting folks in a good mood. I think it's making people unable to tell friend from foe right now, and everybody feels like a foe. So the emphasis has been put on money. It's like, well, I can't trust the person in front of me right now. Even if you've been partnered for a while, it's like, who are you? So it's like, okay, I'm just going to focus on money because at least I can see that. I can see it accumulating in my bank account. People feeling like they've lost the higher ground, turning their intellect in on themselves, perhaps some self-blame over past heartache, really feeling dried up in terms of expressing love and understanding the cycles and rhythms of, their partnership or the desire to be in a partnership. It's like I've gotten several people saying, where's my person? Where are they? I think we're over inundated with information in general right now, and it comes from a bit of a sense of lack, holding on to what we know, what we can understand and touch. But we're right where we need to be. That's the good news. I think people are they're not looking for one-night stands anymore. They're looking to plant foundations. They want to grow a partnership. They want balance. They want union, emotional stability. Some of you all are a bit possessive. Some of you all really aren't in the financial place to be in a partnership right now, not a serious one. So that could be the holdup. It's like, well, what are you bringing to the table? Because that's what it is. Some of you all are hiding your true thoughts from your partners, even if they're your soulmate. It's like you're going through some rewiring here. You've come through a bit of dark clouds, and you're starting to kind of feel like yourself. But perhaps a lot of negative self-talk in terms of, am I worthy of this partnership? Am I worthy of this person? Intuition, just playing ping pong all over everybody's guts. I don't want you guys to freak out, okay? Because messages getting lost in translation, a lot of misunderstandings. And some people are drinking a little too much to kind of drown out their sorrows. So with this King of Wands as the kind of underlying energy fueling this reading, people are feeling like that Leo energy, that fire energy. They want to be on fire for someone. They want to be passionate about someone. They want that in their lives. And, they just don't know where to plant that wand, And again, I do feel like this is something that could not just apply to singles, but also, in new phases with established partnerships. People change. Change is the nature of the universe, you know. So, do you want to fall in love with this person, this new version, this upgrade, this, reboot of this person, given your own upgrades and your own reboots? You know what I mean? All right, so we are going to start first with Aries. Aries has the moon in reverse, and that's a major arcana. When I did the 4-month spread for just in general what to look for, what you want out of life, in the other reading, Aries got the Lovers in reverse, which is another major arcana. And the moon in reverse is actually what the Virgos got in that reading. And I feel like because Aries, a fire sign, and they draw their energy from the sun, I think when they don't know how to move forward, things can get a little dicey. I think, Aries tend to short circuit a little bit if they can't see their way. I mean, Aries is that's the god of war. So like it's like they're used to seeing results. They like logical, intense results. They want, I'm trying to think of the words here. Without people thinking I'm talking about them specifically, but I am, because I know a couple Aries right now who are in the middle of that part of their relationship, but they want to see a return on their investment. Let's just put it that way. Okay. It's like if all things in life for Aries it's about strategy. It's like chess, not checkers, right? So if I move this many moves and you move this many moves and I can capture your castle, it's like they think about everything in life in terms of strategy, which in a way is awesome, because it's like, well, they naturally expect reciprocity. They naturally think, well, if this person does this, then I should be demonstrating this, or if I do this, then I deserve that. The problem is there's no real rules or guidelines to love, right? So there's no instruction manual, there's no how-to book. There are a lot of suggestions, but at the end of the day, you really are your own best source of where am I taking this next, and I think that can be very frustrating for an Aries, because, how do you measure an investment in love? How do you measure a return on that investment? There are probably some commonalities we could say, like if you're the person giving of your time and energy and affection all the time and you're just not seeing any of it in return, that's a pretty clear indicator that you're not receiving as much as you're putting in, and there should be a balance there. But I mean, just in terms of like, what does an act of service, in a partnership look like if they're two different people who are operating from different love languages, as they say? So I think that could get very frustrating for an Aries who likes, they like guidelines. They like to know the rules of engagement. And when life gives them something or someone who operates outside of those rules of engagement, it's like bedlam. It's like anarchy. So an Aries can go one of two directions, okay? They can go from zero to let the bodies hit the floor, or they can kind of like step up to the challenge and start thinking and start using that impulse to want to conquer. They can kind of use that as a self-reflexive tool and take it inwards and be like, okay, what can I do, to make sure that I'm my best self for this person? Or they can kind of point the finger outside of themselves and say, well, they're not doing this and they're not doing that and they need to be accountable for this, So especially with new partnerships, it's good to give the partnership a little bit of time before making a snap judgment call. So if you're an Aries and you are looking at, getting serious with someone, then it's really going to be more about collecting information about the person that you're with, or you want to be with, or you want to get out of a situationship and you want like something more sustainable. What is it that you want out of a partnership? Like, how do you want to feel with a partner? Do you want somebody who you can like go hang out with, like at the pub? Do you want somebody who just wants to like cuddle up and like watch Netflix? Do you want someone you can have really invigorating conversations with? They like to debate, and they're up on their world politics and so on and so forth. So, how do you want to feel? What are the partner's qualities that you think would complement your own? So that's, I think, going to be the challenge, and there are not going to be necessarily any easy answers for Aries with regard to this moon card in reverse. It's like, take your frontal lobe offline, and you're going to have to go from your gut. And Aries do have access to that gut instinct, otherwise they wouldn't be such wonderful strategists. But you can't move forward as though you are in offense or defense mode. You kind of have to just roll with it. So right now you are for the rest of the year going to be in, let me collect information. And I think people, that people will reveal themselves to you. You'll see them. I always say I like to give a relationship, even a friendship, a year, because you see somebody through all of their drama, all of their stress. You get to know how they interact with their families. You get to know how they think about work, what they want to do for a living, and you should have within 4 seasons a really good idea if this person is a fit for you or not. Within 4 months, you're going to get at least some idea, like, should I carry this on into 2018? Okay, so your chakra wisdom oracle card is gratitude. Beautiful. So this is purple for your third eye, and that's what I was just saying. Like, you're not going to be able to necessarily see the way forward with your own 2 eyes. You have to rely on your third eye. So this card represents being capable of more than mere mortal conversation. And that's so funny, because I just actually wrote that today in something I posted on Facebook, Mere Mortals. This is a time of enlightened communication, and you will raise the consciousness of others. You are stepping into self-mastery. The gifts you see in others already live within you. So that's what I was saying. Like, if you think about it inward, like, what is it about yourself that you cherish, that you're thankful for, the qualities that you have, and then you can extend that to another person. Like, don't forget that you are also the prize. This is not just about, somebody else picking you. This is about you picking them too, and go off of that. And compromises can come about when you're like, that person has enough of the qualities that I'm looking for that complement my own, that I can stick out some of the ones that are just like, ugh, okay. Like, really? You don't eat mayonnaise? Like, you like mayonnaise? Like, for real? I'm a mustard person. I'm sorry, I can't with mayonnaise. But it's like, I love you, so I can't even, I'll forgive this one. Or they just like to cook their eggs a certain way, or whatever. So how many of their qualities are you feeling complementing your own? So you're gonna have to feel your way through. Okay, Taurians, we have for you the Death card. So this is major transformation. And I think that if you are like some of the Tauruses that I know this year, with regards to love, like, you're going over a total overhaul, like a total reboot right now. The Death card it can come off as a ghastly and scary card, but what it means is that, I actually love this card. It represents the sign of Scorpio. That's where my Venus is, so I get it. Scorpios love to be transformed in love. Not so comfortable for a Taurian, because it's that, kind of hardwired earth energy. And so I'm actually going to be doing a reading for a Taurus here in a little bit. And from what she told me about her scenario, it's kind of resonating right here, because the Tauruses that I know this year have all been shaken up by their life circumstances, and it's forcing them to look critically at how they engage the rest of the world around them, particularly in their interpersonal relationships. Like, am I ready to step into this new phase of my life? And that might mean a change of my friendscape, or my partnerscape, or, if I'm going to level up, I should probably start looking for partners who aren't like bottom of the barrel, or settling for partners who don't have my best interest because I'm lonely. You know what I mean? So right now I do believe that Taurians are undergoing a significant, and that's another like major arcana. So, in terms, like I was saying at the beginning, in terms of romance, like we're all getting upgraded this year. We're all getting upgrades. We're getting new features. We're having the old stuff pulled out and new things are being installed. So again, for that, stable, grounded to the point of being inert, Taurus energy, resolute, convicted, firm, someone you can rely on, consistent. When they're going through their upgrades, that's not exactly a fun time. It's like being on the inside of the brain of the bull in the china shop. It's like everybody's looking at the china shop like, oh God, he's destroying it. And actually the bull is like, oh my God, like I can't stop. Like I'm too big to be in here. What am I doing in here? Like, I'm so sorry, I'll pay for that. That's actually kind of what's going on. The other side of that is if they can't get out of that china shop, the bull just start to see red if they feel too threatened, So it's about handling your circumstances with a kind of attitude of, much like Aries, like the jury's still out. Like, I'm just going to let this transformation happen. But that means that you have to also look critically at what are my expectations of myself in a partnership. Are there things that I have done in the past that maybe I've been too resolute, maybe I've been too inflexible, maybe I've just been too austere with my decisions and how I show and demonstrate love. Maybe people have been coming to me all these years and they show love that way and I can't adapt, So I think it's a lot more about reflecting on what Taurians are doing already or have done in the past with regard to partnerships. It's like, yes, you can be stable. Yes, you can be supportive. But is it to the point where you're actually like stopping progress completely? Is what I'm getting to say to people. Taurians enjoy the finer things in life. When I think about a Taurus, I think about someone who's just sitting in like a beautiful like wicker sedan chair, on a porch, or like a really nice like throne like, chair that's like kind of like anchored to the ground, and they're surrounded by beauty, flowers, vibrant colors. They like to look good. They like to smell good, they like to feel good. They're really sensory oriented. So that's at the higher vibration of a Taurus. At the lower vibration, it's somebody who's really stubborn. And it's someone who won't move to the point where it's like, I don't see no zombie apocalypse. It's like there's zombies at the door. They are climbing in the windows. Where? Down there. Well, I don't see them. It's like, it's almost like they know they're wrong. It's like, y'all know you're wrong. Okay. Like now you just being stubborn. Okay. So it's like, what are the tendencies within myself to kind of like, and forgive the term, cock block my own progress within a partnership? When I'm just getting to know someone, like it's time to adopt some more fluidity and kind of go with the change. If you want to level up, you got to level up, All right. So your chakra guidance oracle card here is soulmate. So this is so interesting because this is in your root chakra, which is red and located at the base of your spine, and it's a source of Kundalini energy. Okay, this is the power center of your body that says, I am. It has to do with feelings of self-worth. So this actually goes great with this death card, because it's like, if I am not feeling secure right now and anchored, you guys need to get some obsidian in your life, some hematite, some lava bead, something, to help you ground yourself and center yourself in your root. It's no mistake, too, that this card is located in the place where our sexual organs are, okay? So the soulmate card is about changing old communication patterns and being open to a new way of interacting. You may no longer be able to have conversations that don't sustain your authenticity. Your freedom lies ahead better than you can imagine. So it's like, I know if you're feeling a bit unstable right now in terms of like, is this person someone I can build a future with? Are you someone you can build a future with? That's really the first question you need to ask. And then you ask the second question, does this person complement who I am trying to become? And it's okay to say, no, but they taught me some things. That was very educational. I did not know that about myself before you came along. Thank you for being my teacher. There's the door. It's okay because there's so many people in the world. There are more where that came from. But it's about recognizing that you don't have to compromise who you are at your core just to have companionship. Do you know what I mean? So that's how you can start to make sure that this person is a good fit for you if you're looking at a partner, or if you're thinking about dating, or if you're looking at staying with someone, sticking out the long haul, and you've changed and they've changed. Might be time for some reassessment. Okay? All right. Okay, Geminis, you are up next. Ace of Swords. Okay, well, that's not going to be a problem for you all. Aces are their beginnings, though. Okay, so what I'm getting from this card is that you all are looking at a potential situation, a new start, a fresh start with potential partner. And because you all have a very quick wit, and this is a swords card, and I do pull swords a lot for Geminis because it's air energy, and you all's intellect is like razor freaking sharp. This Ace of Swords, this eagle on the card has a crown on its head, so it like knows its worth. It knows that it's like it does well flying solo. This person is looking towards an opportunity to start a bond with someone, and they're sizing up the situation. Is this person a friend or a foe? And I think that kind of dichotomy there, kind of extremes, is what a Gemini sort of like thinks, like you're either on my side or you're not, especially if you're like a Gemini man. The women are a little more fluid. But if you're a Gemini man, like if a Gemini man decides he doesn't like you, it's over. Like you're never going to get that person to like you ever again. They have to trust their intellect. Very difficult to kind of like change a Gemini's mind once they've made it up about someone or something. So here's what I'm getting with this card. Okay, so there is an eagle on the card. I just love this Line Strider deck, by the way. I think the illustrations are gorgeous. I'm obsessed. But so how okay, so how eagles mate. Have you ever seen anything like on YouTube or like a nature show where they show the sort of ritual of two eagles, bald eagles, deciding that they want to partner up? Well, what they do is they fly at one another across the sky, and they latch on with their talons, and they do this death dive together. They just plummet to the earth together. And then at the last minute, they fly apart, but it's like, okay, I can trust you. Trust is huge for a Gemini. If they don't feel they can trust you, that's why they'll cut you out. Then that means you're a threat, But if I can lock onto your talons and my talons, and we can hold talons together. But if we can lock on together and hold tight together, and I can trust you that we will feel and sense one another enough to know when to fly apart and give each other our own space for a second, that's how I know you're the one. Because you got to give a Gemini a long leash, okay? You guys know that. And if you're listening to like what your Gemini person, I feel like people are cross-listening right now. Yeah, because with a Gemini, it's like, again, it's my favorite question to ask them. Like, am I talking to Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde today? Like, who is it? So if you're looking at a Gemini and you're listening about a potential partner who's a Gemini, the Gemini sees everything that you do. They are very observant. They don't miss a thing. Even if you think they're not watching, they are. And don't forget, like, birds are like related to dinosaurs or something. Like they look like velociraptors up close. Have you ever seen an eagle? They're huge. They're huge, okay? And they look like dinosaurs, their little eyes. So you're talking about someone who is coolly assessing the situation before they commit their heart. That's what a Gemini does. It comes across as very dispassionate because, again, if you look at this card, the eagle's body is facing forward. Like, they're on their path. They're on their way. Okay? Something caught their attention, though, long enough for them to say, huh, well, I like that person's tail feathers. What else they got? You know, that's what it feels like. It's like, I might ask them to, you know, have some bunnies with me later on, you know? So if you have caught their attention enough to turn their head, that's kind of really all you need to know about, you know, a bird that's called a raptor, right? A bird of prey. So, the challenge, though, I think with you Geminis for the rest of the year is to not be so, well, this bird is not flying right now. It's about acting on your assessment. You know, if you come up with a true and honest assessment of somebody, you're going to see right through them. You're going to see their faults and flaws and know whether you can live with that or not. Then you have to, like, invite them along with you, because, like, it's really hard to read somebody's mind if they aren't actually making the gesture, let's fly together. Okay? So you'll notice that this eagle, he ain't lifting a wing. He's just watching like a creeper. Okay? You know, lift a wing and tell the person, you fly, I'm fly, let's fly together. Okay? So, I like that. I should put that on a t-shirt. Okay, look. Okay, so you got the expansion card. Speak up, Geminis. This is in your throat chakra, and I'm yelling at you because I know somebody who's got a Gemini rising, and this is their issue right now. I think it's because, like, Geminis have, like, a really, it's like ego, ego is not really, it's like they know their worth. Like, they know they're a catch. And not just anybody can come along and expect to be partnered with them. Don't eagles mate for life too? So I can see why that would be kind of a, you know, that would be a really big investment for somebody. But if you've done the calculations, speak up, because you have blue for the throat chakra, expansion. Your life is changing as you move away from the old way of relating to others. New people are entering your life. Some relationships may no longer work. You need to reach out to those who are in the same vibrational frequency of personal upliftment. Call upon higher companions to advise you at this time. So ask for help from your ancestors, from, you know, God, from the divine, from source, whatever you call it. Lift a wing and, you know, let us know there's somebody home, man. You know, like, if you don't say something, how are we going to know that something is, like, you know, you're thinking about it, okay? So this means that you're thinking about adding someone to your tribe, you know, and you might not really know what to do moving forward. Perhaps that's why you haven't turned your whole entire body around yet. Well, go ask somebody who knows that person. You know, do you think, you know me, you know her, you know, are we a good fit? Okay? All right. I like pulling these chakra cards and telling people what to do with their relationships, since I don't know what to do with my own. All right, Cancer. Cancerians. You guys, I should say we, because I have a Cancer rising and a Cancer moon, so more Cancer than I am Virgo. Especially when it comes to, like, emotional monologues, dialogues, you know. I love hard like a Cancer, but you know, I express that love like a Scorpio, so it's A lot of water in my chart. Okay, so you guys got Eight of Swords in reverse. So that's interesting because it's like we can analyze. I was going to say we can analyze something to death with the Eight of Swords. We can turn it over in our minds, do the calculations, run the numbers, run them again, run them a third time, make our to-do lists of all the things we would like to do with this person, and do everything but interact with them. So the challenge for Cancers moving forward into the remainder of 2017 is, you have all the facts and figures. How do you feel? When you are around this person, do you feel good or do you feel bad? Right? If you feel bad, move on. It's time to move on. Okay? If you feel good, stick around and see what happens. There's no, with Cancers, it's like that crab thing. It's like after a certain point, it's like you guys just retreat. We just retreat. We pull into our shells. And it's because we got that gushy, soft center. And we need to protect it. But it's time to come out of the shell, and say, okay, I'm ready to move forward, and rely on intuition, because intuition is the reverse of this card. When someone has the Eight of Swords in reverse, there's usually water around, and there's a little stripe of blue here. It's usually like stepping forward out on faith, and water is intuition, So we do have a very keen intuition when it comes to matters of the heart. And I think for the next 4 months, it'll be trusting that. You can change your mind later. But for now, I'm getting the vibe that you guys just need to kind of like see where this goes. See where it goes, but also actively participate. Like, don't let the other person be it all on them. Like, you might have to like text them first. Okay? You might have to like let them know you're thinking about them. You being creepy and just like hiding in the bushes outside of their job. Cancers are stalky. Y'all are stalky. Like, notice how like when I talk about y'all in a bad way, I say y'all. And when I'm talking about us in a good way, it's like us. That's your son. What? So, Cancers can be so creepy, like Scorpios. Excellent sleuths, stalkery. That's the lower vibration, because we're collecting research, right? We want to know how to please this person. We like home and hearth. We want to cozy up. We want to know what their favorite flavor of hot chocolate is around Christmas, peppermint, cocoa, whatever. We want to know what their favorite cologne is. We want to know what they like packed in their lunches. So we do a lot of assessment like that because we're very nurturing, and we love being of service to our partners. If there has been an about face in a relationship, something that's either progressing or regressing, it's time to say, how do I feel? And if you feel like you don't want to move on with somebody, see how that goes for 4 months. You know what, can we just take a break? Can we just like pump the brakes for like the rest of the year, because I got a lot of stuff to do, and unless I feel completely committed, you deserve someone who is completely committed to you. Let's take a break, right? Even just a mental break. Like, let's not fight about this anymore. Like, this is off limits for the rest of the year. Like, we're not going to talk about Harry Potter world right now. We're just going to shelf this, we're going to table this, and we're just going to focus on other things, and see how that goes. And vice versa. If someone is pursuing you and they're about to give up because you are giving no signs of life, time to poke your head out and try being a little more forthcoming. Not a lot, I feel some of you guys freaking out, but that means, no, it means that you're being a normal person. But the thing is Cancers know how deep they can go, you know, and it's like it's a little all or nothing, like they don't half-ass anything. So a Cancer's like, if I love you, I love you, you know, then you get high plus all the emojis that are hearts and a Bitmoji and a Snapchat video showing you a boob, you know, like that's how deep Cancers go. I don't know anybody like that. I'm just saying, though, you know, we know how deep we can go. And so any kind of indication that we want to give a commitment to somebody is like showing our hand. Like you can't do that. Everything is in secret. It has to be perfect. And then we can present it to the world, right? But love doesn't work like that. You know, sometimes people are going to see you off your game. And if you still feel comfortable around that person when they see you off your game, vulnerable, exposed, you know that's probably more of a match than not, okay? So your card is creation. Good. So you got the crown chakra. So that's, again, that's connecting to source. That's the part of your body that says, I understand. Okay. So creation is the she shaman, which I love this card. I absolutely adore this card when I see this card. This means letting go of old ideas and allowing new growth are primary now. The mission you have been on may be complete. A new dawn is coming and it is time to open yourself to divine inspiration. The message here is let go. You no longer need to be the warrior, right? So that's what I was saying about coming out of your shell. Like you don't need to have your defenses up. Now is the time for healing, self-healing, you know, old wounds by accepting a new circumstance for what it is and not what you think it is. Cool? All right. Up next, we have Leos. I feel like I'm going to get a lot of emails about this reading. I'm like yelling at people. Okay, Leos. All right, you got Six of Swords. Okay, so it's time to move on mentally. Okay, it's time to move on. It's time to... Okay, so now I'm looking again at this King of Wands in reverse. Whatever the situation or scenario is that you have put your heart and your soul into and it's not taking with regard to a partnership, time to move on mentally. Because either that person is your partner and you've picked them and you're loyal and you're brave and you're courageous and you still want to make it work with this person, but it's like the point you've been trying to convey to them, it's not that they're like slow or something, it's just like it's not as much importance to them as it is to you. So this is about prioritizing, like, how big of a deal are you making out of this? Because I'm thinking now the Six of Swords, Five of Swords comes before this. This is arguments. This is being combative. You know, this is a whole year spent saying, no, it's like this, I swear, you know, or no. And I feel like it's petty a little bit. Like, it's like ego. It's like household stuff is what I'm getting. You know, things that you all shouldn't be spending so much time arguing about. Like, I want date night to be on Thursday. Well, I want it to be on Friday. You know, like it's like something like that. Like not a make or break deal, but it could be the symptom of a larger underlying problem that needs to be addressed, or it could be resolved by you mentally moving on with the Six of Swords. I think you're holding on too tight to a scenario. And I think it's kind of making you feel deflated or unaccomplished somehow or unrecognized somehow in a partnership. That your partner is not responding to how you communicate. But if you notice the Six of Swords here in this boat, there's a family in that boat. So that means that you all move on together. You co-create the movement together. You agree to disagree, right? So move on mentally. That's going to be your challenge. I'm just getting a very resolute, maybe you're with a Taurus, I don't know. But like, I'm getting the feeling that this person is not going to change their mind, okay? And it's just better if you kind of like say, all right, give me an oar, you know, and kind of take one for the team. This time, not all the time, just this time. And I'm feeling like that will resolve the issue. And I feel like this is for like a very select group of people who are in partnerships. Now, if you are Unpartnered, this message just came loud and clear for you. It's not you. Okay? It's not, the problem is not with you. There is no problem. It's not a problem. The problem is, if there was a problem, it's timing. It's about timing. Okay? I feel like those of you who are single Leos, life partnership is certainly a prospect for you, but I feel like mentally or intellectually you all are developing in ways that require you to move on from past hurts and past dynamics. I feel like your life circumstances are going to dictate where you find your next partner. Okay, so I think it actually has more to do with the environment that you're surrounding yourself with. And I think that if you end up moving for a job or get to travel for a job, you're more likely to find a partner there, away from where you are right now. I think, well, I'm getting the sense that it's just, nothing is around you that you'd want anyway that could like measure up to you, okay, or to what you deserve. So it's not you, it's not them, it's just y'all. It's just the environment is not suitable for partnership for you at the moment. Some of you may have some luck on like dating online, but I really think it's a physical relocation. So you might actually meet someone while you're traveling for work, or thinking about relocating. For the rest of the year, your challenge is going to be, not getting angry with yourself for feeling it's something you're doing or not doing. It's actually going to be about going to survey the landscape and looking at eligible suitors, So if you are invited on a trip or a holiday or a work retreat or conference or something, like, even if it's just like a weekend trip somewhere, go. Pack a bag and just go. Get out of town. And remind yourself that there are other people out there in the world beyond your immediate vicinity. Just remember what other people look like. What other potential partners, where do they hang out? What does the terrain look like? Could I live here? I think Leos are about to move. Some Leos, some single Leos, okay? So it's not you, all right? So your oracle card is impatience. Oh, these are so synchronous. My friends, the ones I know who are going to be listening to this, I know y'all are mad. I'm sorry. Throat chakra. Impatience. Ugh. Your desire to create may overpower the necessity of aligning with divine timing. The time to shine will come. Move with the energy and not in front of it. Being present has its own reward. Look at that. That's synchronous. That's synchronicity. Okay? So that's because this is in the throat chakra, the blue, the I speak, be very careful about what you say about potential partners or past partnerships, because thoughts are things, and if you vocalize those thoughts, you're cementing them in a way, right? So if you're saying, why won't they just come? Be careful what you wish for, because isn't it better to just kind of wait around for another several months or whatever, however long it takes you to like get to where you're going for the right person? Or expressing so much dissatisfaction that the universe says, here, fine, shit, here, okay, here, there you go, happy? Are you happy now? And you getting somebody who sends you off into, the rest of this 9-year cycle, and you got to recover from that person all over again. I feel like some of you all are stuck in repeating cycles, okay? For those of you who are partnered, just remember that for a lot of Leos, okay, don't get mad, all right? Because I'm saying this with every ounce of love and appreciation for who you are, deep down. I understand Leos very well. I'm surrounded by them. And I give the guys a hard time, but they are some of my favorite people in the world. Um, we just got challenges, okay? We got challenges in communication sometimes. Um, your when you're at your lower vibration, you guys come off more like Scar than Mufasa. Okay? So people are a little more scared of you. And you may not, and this goes for the women too. Y'all know how to growl too when you want to. If you're in a partnership, you might be kind of like scaring your partner a little bit with the intensity of how you are expressing yourself. I feel like some of them are seeing a side of you that it's like, dang, like, is it that serious? Like, no, it's not, is it? Okay, so you got to use your words right. Think before you speak, and it's easier to just mentally move on and say, listen, I know how to take an L. We'll be fine. Okay, we just won't even talk about it anymore. Talk about it to your girlfriends. Okay, like, I cannot believe, like, I've asked this 17 times, but the cap on the toothpaste, it's just not that hard. That's what your girlfriends are for. That's what your guy friends are for. Like, if she asks me to, like, take this trash out one more, it's just, it feels like a petty disturbance that is being like you've just sunk your teeth into that sucker and you're just not letting go. Okay. So I think you are intimidating your partner a little bit with how impatient you are with them. So just watch with how you're communicating. Okay. Okay. All right. I just looked at the time and it's like, oh, this is going to be super long. But then I realized, like, a lot of readers will do like 20, 25-minute, hour-long readings for all the signs. And hey, man, this is not my main squeeze. So I don't feel so bad. All right. Okay, my Virgo brethren and sisterin. Are y'all ready? If you listen to the the 4-month dash recording, you know I almost had a little bit of a breakdown on that. And if you haven't listened to the your birthday reading, you should listen to that, because I just tell y'all all my business. I just spill all my tea all over the recording. Okay, so we get deep real fast. Okay, so Virgos, you got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is all about self-worth and not feeling worthy. It's really hard for a Virgo to feel like they are worthy of love when they don't feel financially secure and stable. So, and as a Virgo, I can completely attest to that. 9 of Pentacles woman in reverse is someone who does not feel abundant. They do not feel like they have a firm footing. They haven't accomplished some goal or something that they really, really wanted, or they're working on it. They're in the process, but it's not completed yet. And so I'm feeling like for those of you who are in partnerships, your partner misses you. They miss you. You're being a bit of a workaholic right now. Or if you're not necessarily putting in hours like at the office or on the job, they can tell your mind is elsewhere, like money over bitches kind of thing. And it's what they don't understand though, and this goes for singles too, who are like maybe just casually dating someone, or singles with people who are like trying to holler at them and they're like, are you kidding? Shut up, go away. Like, I'm a camel. Like, I'm a succulent. I only need a little bit of watering every now and then, and I'm good. That's what vibrators are for. What your partner needs to understand, or potential partner, or someone who's trying to holler at you if you are cross listening for a Virgo, is that Virgos have to feel secure with what they are producing, because that is their love language. It's service. Okay? They love to be in a place where they can provide stability, healing, an oasis for their partner. If they don't feel like that, they're a lot like Capricorns in that sense. So if they don't feel stable, I'm hearing some of you all are waiting on a proposal for a Virgo, from a Virgo, there's no proposal that's coming until they feel stable, until they've reached a point of completion in their career or their work life that allows them the flexibility to say, okay, now I can afford this. Now I can afford you. We're very practically minded, okay? If everybody can't come on the family vacation, ain't nobody going on the family vacation until everybody can come. So it comes from a place of love, but because Virgos can come off like Vulcans, you may not know that all of this turmoil and how much they want to be of service to you and how much they want this to work. So that's why they're breaking their backs to be able to provide a wonderful experience for you. Listen, if you are the apple of a Virgo's eye, don't let them being like little social butterflies and them flitting around from flower to flower. They might look like they're pollinating here and there, well, with the women anyway. The men may be pollinating, but like with the women, don't let that vacant look in their eyes. They're kind of absent, like they're running calculations right now about how to make this work with you. Okay. Don't be thrown off by the cool exterior. Virgos run real deep, like ground will swallow you whole deep. Okay. So if you are a Virgo, if you're dealing with a Virgo man, it kind of goes double. You're not going to get a commitment out of a Virgo male unless they feel financially well off, not just secure. They have to feel well off. Okay? They just get fussy otherwise. I've heard so many horror stories about Virgo men. They're a different animal. They are. I have to say. They're territorial. They just need their space. That's all. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. I mean, not to the point where they're like, if you're in a monogamous arrangement with them, like, obviously you all have an arrangement, but like, I think Virgo men are just more predisposed to being in like open relationships that would probably suit their nature a little bit better. But that's why like they like to be well off so they can take care of lots of little patches. So I don't think people talk that often about how Virgo men can be kind of playboys, very charming, very intellectual, very smart, very svelte intellectually, refined. And so they attract a lot of attention. But Virgos, here's what we're going to work on for the rest of the year, okay? So it's about getting your money up, okay? And also communicating that to your partner that right now, baby, I love you. I just want to let you know that I'm doing this for us. But it couldn't hurt to show them a little attention, okay? Now, those of you who are cross-listening, just tune this part out because I'm just talking to the Virgos here. Virgos, put it in your calendar. And you know what I'm talking about. Put it in your calendar, set a reminder, set an alarm. The rest of you who are still listening, if you are horrified, I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk to my people right now, okay? Because I understand what is going through their mind. That's how we make things a priority in relationships. We live and die by our calendar, our to-do list, our prioritizing, our checking things off. If you are in our calendar, then you are a priority to us. If you're not in our calendar, don't let the door hit you. Okay, so you want to be in our calendar because that is part of our love language, is being of service. Okay, so put it in your calendar, guys. And I'm feeling like, I'm just going to say it, I'm feeling like some of y'all just kind of been holding out on the nookie. Okay, not everybody's a love camel. Not everybody can go long periods of time because their work is their boyfriend or their girlfriend, okay? Show your partner a little affection, okay? Put it in your calendar if you have to, but I think that will go a long way. For those of you who are casually dating, date night for sure. A standing date night where you, turn your phone off or flip it over and your partner sees you making an effort to actually be present for them, okay? All right, so, well, your crown chakra here is confusion. That's the I understand center of the body. So this is the part of your body, it's your 7th chakra, it's connected to, it's what communicates most directly with source. So You got confusion. When you are in the unknown, it may be little comfort to know that you are safe. Understand that your angels have brought you to this point. You may need more information at this time. Remain still and allow inspiration in. It will come. Okay, so if you're not feeling stable and secure like the Nine of Pentacles woman does upright, someone who can provide for herself and someone who can, be independent, you might be thrown off right now. But I think because Virgos are worrywarts and we constantly have a list of things that we're worried about, maybe 7 lists. When people say I have a lot of irons in the fire, I'm like, listen, I got 6 fires and 19 irons in each one, But I think in this case, with regard to partnership, it'd be better for you all to look at things as they are and not what you're worried about them or the effects of what they're going to be. Okay? All right. Okay, my Librans, you got 3 of Pentacles. So this is actually very similar to the card that you guys got in the 4-month dash reading that I did, which was all about falling back and working on the alchemy of your life, okay? So it looks to me like you guys are either starting a new venture, or it could be like some of you are working in either a new position or started a new career track. And I'm feeling like there's some Librans out there who are doing this later in life. And it might feel like you're just starting over, or maybe you had a new investment opportunity and it feels like it's just taking a lot of time. You might be collaborating with someone on an artistic project or something like that, and it's just taking a long time. Or with a partner, you might be collaborating with a partner and it's just taking an investment, it's just taking work. And here what I'm noticing is the 2, I guess these are magpies, who are building a little nest for themselves. It's like, the lines of communication are open. We're agreeing together how to build a structure so we can have a firm foundation. You guys might be in nesting mode right now, either with a newer partner, maybe somebody you have decided to cohabitate with within the last 3 months or so, or somebody that you've been with maybe for even the last 3 years, and you finally decided, okay, let's get this thing going. Let's live together. I really feel like your home life is really important for you all, because you all are air signs, and so you need something. You need an anchor so you can fly your kite. You know what I mean? So you don't fly away. So I feel like you guys are going back to the roots over the next few months, and kind of battening down the hatches with your partner if you are partnered. If you are single, or casually dating, you may be looking at your structure, like, can I actually afford to be in a partnership right now? I have this going on at work and this going on at work, and and for you all, I think it'd be more about assessing what you can afford. I feel like Librans are they kind of like to live above their means a little bit. Like, they like the flash, and so this is kind of appropriate that the magpies here are focused more on the decor of the nest and the actual foundation of the nest. They want to put the ornaments on before the lights on the tree, and everybody knows, okay, that you put the lights on first, and then you put the tinsel, and then you put the ornaments, okay? So I'm 2 days away from being a Libra, so I know I'm very close to Librans. I was married to one, so I'm very familiar with how Librans think. But yeah, the 3 of Pentacles is all about, working together with someone to pull off a vision. So your partner might be more concerned about the brass tacks. You might be more concerned about what kind of curtains are we going to put up? Do you know what I mean? So it's really about maintaining communications when you are moving forward with a partnership, with someone that you are thinking about dating more seriously or cohabitating with. And for those of you who are single, it's about, focus less on the trappings of success and what you can do to make yourself look like an appealing partner, and actually work on the concrete things that will make you a good partner. Okay. All right. So you all got the balance card. Okay. So this is in your 3rd eye, and this is a part of your body that says, I see. Okay. So your 3rd eye can see even when you're blind, and it's just sort of directing you, in terms of your intuition. as opposed to like, you know, your action center. So it wants you to see the balance before you start building upon it. Okay, so balance. This card may indicate a reluctance to change. You may be hesitating because of the past, but that doesn't mean you should be hasty. Weigh all sides before moving forward. And this can mean the start of a relationship. Proceed slowly. Okay, so again, this is like, you know, just examine, just, you know, double check all the things. Like double check this, you know, the supports, the beams, the wiring, the plumbing. Like make sure that your partner is someone that you can, you know, have a stable partnership with, that you can come back to, come home and roost, and that you're comfortable, and you're not spending above your means to make it look like you have more than what you have. Okay? And also make sure that this person that you're thinking about dating or you want to date, you know, is also not doing that. You know, really kind of not like grill them, but like just pay very close attention to like their spending habits. Like how many subscriptions do you need, bruh? Okay? Or are they like really cheap? You know, like are you just gonna download every movie? Like every movie? We can't go to one movie, you know, we can't go on one trip to the next town over. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of like make sure that they're the right fit for like a stable union. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. All right. Up next, we have Scorpios. Okay, my Venus is in Scorpio, so you all have a very special place in my heart. All right, you guys got the Emperor in reverse. Now, Scorpios, I want you to go back and listen to the recording that I made. I'm speaking very slowly because I'm trying to be very serious with you all right now. To the recording I made about your 4-month dash, because I give an example of what a Scorpio vibrates at a higher vibration and how they vibrate at a lower vibration. Y'all can be real scary when you are at a lower vibration. When you all are feeling paranoid, like it's like a madness, okay? Like ensues. Like the Emperor's New Clothes, like that kind of madness. Like you running around the streets butt ass naked thinking you got on like robes and stuff. You don't. And I'm hearing you say nobody's checking for you like that. Okay, nobody's watching for you like that. Nobody's paying that much attention. To like, I don't know, there's something that you think somebody is obsessed, or you're obsessing. It's like you think somebody is like stalking you or creeping on you or something, and they're not, and it's making you paranoid, and it's making you distrust other potential partners and show a side of yourself that's super scary to potential partners. And I feel like you're being unfair to somebody if you are dating them. If you are in a partnership, okay, keep on if you want to. But if you continue to demonstrate the paranoia about a third party in your partnership, there may be one. It's kind of like, don't go looking for something if you don't want to actually find it. There's probably, I don't feel like there's anybody else there, but I think that you've been burned probably, and you're distrusting the situation or the scenario. So you are in attack mode. Friend or foe, I can't tell the difference, so everybody's a foe. You know, this partner, they are committed to you, but they won't be for long if you can kind of continue accusing them of like, you know, like shadow puppetry. Like, I mean, because that's what it's like. It's like the image that's coming to mind is like when you see in like cartoons and you see like the one character, you see their shadow on a cave wall or on a wall walking around the corner, and it looks like a really big scary monster, and then they walk out and it's like a puppy. You know what I mean? It's like the shadows in your mind, I hope this is making sense, are creating monsters where there are no monsters. However, it's like if you keep pushing there will be a monster where you thought there was a monster. Back off is what I heard. I feel like if you want to save this partnership, this relationship with somebody, back off. And that could be their voice coming through, because it came with a back the F off. Okay. So they are feeling very guarded around you right now, and they are feeling like you're breathing down their neck. Okay. So for the next 4 months, your job is to right the Emperor. Upright, the Emperor is Captain Picard. He's fair, he's just, he's benevolent, okay? He's wise. The Emperor in reverse is a tyrant. He's like Hitler, okay? So your job is going to be to learn how to rebuild trust in your partner. And for those of you who are just dating or looking to date, not everybody is like trying to like check for you. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but not everybody is trying to like, it's not like you're not all that. I mean, you are, of course you are, but it's like, it's not to the extent that you're like keeping people at bay and you're not giving anybody a chance, but you're still like, it's miserly and lonely. It's like a little Ebenezer Scroogey, quite frankly. Secretly deep down, you want that connection with somebody, but you've lost the way and you don't know how to like express yourself. Okay. So, keep in mind, I'm not just talking to you guys. I'm talking to like people who have, Venus and Scorpios too. So tough love messages. Okay. The chakra, look at that. Chakra oracle card you guys got is forgiveness. So this is your third eye. This is the part of your body that says, I see. This card protects us from toxic situations, indicating healing and allowing yourself to return to the natural state of peace once again. Remember, we never forgive others. We only forgive ourselves for loving others who betrayed us. This is a time of personal evolution. So that's very synchronous with the messages that were just coming through. Usually when the Emperor kind of goes to that place, it's because this is a wonderful card to have in the upright in a lot of ways. It can be a little austere, a little inert, but like a generous, benevolent ruler, structured, disciplined, reliable. Usually the Emperor goes this place when they have extended that to a potential partner or a current partner and it didn't work out. They found something out that kind of like validated their paranoia, or those secret kind of like nagging thoughts, that intuition that all Scorpios are equipped with, that make them like the Sherlocks of the zodiac, right? So something either confirmed, their fears or suspicions, or they were revealed, and it's like, how dare you betray me? It'll never happen again, Dad. And like the guy's like, what? My name is Charles. Okay, so I'm laughing to keep from crying here because it's like, I get it. You only go here when you've been deeply wounded. And then you got that scorpion action. You stick them back. Bye. Hope you die. Like, it just kind of gets real ugly. So it's like, you don't want to get ugly with a Scorpio because a Scorpio will take you down so fast. They've just been collecting information this whole time. It's like, how did you even know that? It's like, don't worry about how I knew it, So, but we do that as a protective device. Again, I have a Venus in Scorpio, so that I love like a Scorpio, super passionate, super sexy, super exciting and adventurous until it's not. Then it gets scary. So it's only because Scorpios love so deeply and so hard that when they're burned, it's like, oh, you want to burn me? Well, I'll burn this whole building down. It's like, oh, you don't want to level up on a Scorpio. So don't be mad at, it's like but you're really kind of mad at yourself that you left yourself that vulnerable. That someone got to you like that because you exposed yourself. You're like, that's what I get. Well, never again. So it really actually shows a very deep kind of wellspring for love, or the capacity for love that you all have, which is amazing. But not necessary for the next 4 months. Cool? All right. All right, my Sagittarians. I'm a little afraid to turn this over because I know so many Sages. Oh, okay, you guys got Page of Wands. All right. Whew. It can't be any worse than what the message I just gave to Scorpio. So we're doing all right. So this is actually very nice because right now, how the cards are laid out on my little table here, this card is sitting next to the King of Wands in reverse. So if you listen through the intro, you know that I said that the King of Wands right now is trying to look for a place to kind of plant their wand. Or they're maybe not feeling like the King of Wands right now completely. But the Page of Wands is a good sign. That means that there's a new offer on the table. Either someone is making an offer towards you, but I think you're actually making the gesture. And I'm laughing because there's a dragon back here, and a dragon is like my power animal, like when I'm going mystical, you know. That's so cute. Okay. So the Page of Wands here, this is kind of like the mother of dragons a little bit. This is someone who's a lot of fire and passion. So, wow, I just noticed this. It's like this girl right here is about to turn into a dragon, or she's part dragon because there's some eggs here that she's guarding, some dragon eggs. So this is a new charge. Somebody trusted this person, this young page, with guarding the dragon eggs. Okay, so if you're not necessarily feeling like the King of Wands and established right now, I think that, you know, it's not that you're like letting your imaginations run away with you, but it's like, don't worry about being the King of Wands right now. I don't think that the potential partner or the person that you're with is expecting that from you. I think they just want you to be yourself. And if this is new love, or it's a renewed love, or you're in a partnership and you want to do something nice for your partner to demonstrate how much you care about them, or you find a new way of expressing yourself that you think that they deserve, or they're worthy of, or, you know, something like that, your partner is not expecting, this person is not expecting you to, like, pages kind of live in their heads a little bit, you know, because they're young, and so they're best case scenario and worst case scenario, and they're really hard on themselves because they've been training for this, and somebody finally trusted them with this thing. You know, they don't want to mess it up, but I don't think you're going to mess it up. I think your partner, a potential partner, will be very receptive. For those of you who are not actually committed to anyone and you're thinking about getting back on the market, you're putting too much pressure on yourself to, like, be perfect. This is going to be corny, but it's like, just be yourself. There's literally somebody for everybody out there. Okay. Like, there's 7 billion people in the world. Like, you know, we'll figure it out. Okay. So for you all, it's just about thinking positively and not taking yourself so seriously that you miss out on enjoying the process of being given this new love. Like, don't make it so serious that it's like, you can't even enjoy it. It's like, now we go together. It's like, whoa, thank you for the flowers, but Jesus, take it down a notch. I got you to 10. I need you to 4. Okay. So just watch letting your imagination run away with you when you make this offer. Like, be present with that person. You know, don't think about what you're going to do for them when you become king. That could be 10 years from now. Okay. Think about what you're doing now to impress them. You know, you young tender in this love, let it be new. Okay. Don't fast forward it all the way to the grandkids, you know? So if you are partnered, if this is a new expression of love, say maybe kind of like the flame kind of fell out because you were working too much, or like, you know, like you guys, you know, just had a baby or whatever, and you want to like express the fact that you are devoted to your partner, your partner will appreciate the attempt. It doesn't have to be like picture perfect. Okay, that's in your own mind. Making the gesture is the gesture. That sounded really profound. That sounded so profound, I might put that on a t-shirt. Okay. Okay, so the Chakra Wisdom Oracle card you guys got, trickery. Interesting. Now, what's really interesting is that there is a dragon on this card too. Oh, the synchronicity with these cards is spooky. Okay, so like Sages are like, you guys, I've learned a lot about Sages over the last year. I've gotten to know several of them very well, and you guys like to tinker and tweak until you find perfection. Like you really just, it's really difficult for you to send something out that's unfinished. This is in the heart chakra though, and it's the chakra, the power center of your body that says I love. So notice here that there may be manipulation because of a fear of being rejected. There is no evil intent, only a deep desire to be loved. This card may also indicate that you should practice asking for your true heart's desire rather than fearing someone else's resentment. So yeah, okay. So this is about like don't overcompensate. With this trickery, like I'm a dragon. You want this big ass acorn? It's like, actually, I have a basket full of acorns and that one can't fit in my tree. So I was saying your partner, look at the little squirrel in here. It's like, wow, it's a giant acorn, but like, you're scary. Your presentation is a little much, like it doesn't take all that. Just bring me a regular size acorn, bruh. Like, where am I going to put that? I don't even have a tool to open that. Like. So just make sure that it's like you're not projecting on that person what you think they want from you. And it's okay to speak up for what you want. Okay? Oh, that was good. All right. All right, Capricorn, my Cappies, judgment. Don't. You guys are so melodramatic, I swear to God. Why is it always a day of reckoning for you? Why does it have to be so, like, why? You guys, I am done with Cappies. I'm done with Capricorns. I'm done. You guys are hilarious in your melodrama. I can't. Okay, so the good news is this is preordained. It's predestined. Okay. And notice that the angel here, he usually has 2 cups. He's holding 2 blossoms. It looks like a little small wedding bouquet, like he's personally delivering flowers to your wedding. Here's the thing that I'm noticing though about this angel. He's got a mask on for some reason, and I'm not really sure why. So with Capricorns, I've been doing a lot of reading about Capricorns lately for no particular reason. And because on one level I get Capricorns because I'm a Virgo, and I can be secretive and I can be earthy and I can just, until everything's perfect, like I get it, okay? And now it's kind of like making me like, is that how I am in a relationship? Like I just be holding all my cards like all the way that close. It's teaching me things about, I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me that I was like coming off like a tricksy little hobbit, Earth signs tend to process a lot in their heads, and they don't act until they have something to show for themselves. Okay, so if you listen to the Virgo reading, you know what I'm talking about. And the Taurus reading, I mean, all 3 Earth signs really had very similar messages. So I'm noticing that the Judgment card is like, it's coming, but it's like you don't want to reveal that this is preordained just yet. It's like you don't want to reveal your identity just yet, as being an agent of the divine. God. And there's some personal resonance here for me too. Thinking about a relationship in my own life, just seeing the mask on. Because I was going to, I draw, so I was thinking about drawing me and this person with masks on, because that's how we operate with one another sometimes. So I get it. I get it. All I want to say though is I'm going to try to like not make this about me. I just didn't even want to turn this card over. All I'm going to say though is your challenge though is going to be about operating without the mask, and that's not just for my own personal gains. Okay, this is because what you are presenting to the partnership, if you are partnered already as a Cappy, what you are presenting is not what your partner is seeing. So you think that they're seeing this one thing, this one side of you, like you come bearing gifts. First of all, did you even ask your partner if that's what they wanted? Okay, very similar to the Sag reading. Did you even ask them what they wanted? Did you ask if that was their favorite flower? Like, why are you deciding that this is the only way you can express your love, is in these very specific ways, okay? So ask your partner, what can I do for you? What would make you happy? I would like to give you something. I would like to please you, because Capricorns love to please and be pleased, okay? But it pleases them when they please somebody. Does that make sense? So it's like Cappies do this calculation, and they like kind of see what you like and things like that. So they think about like, what can I get that person to show them? But it might be a little bit off if they let their imaginations run away with them. So it's like, for Capricorns, like, make sure that if this is the soulmate partnership, or the partnership that it is that you're going for, because it's judgment, which means it's, the day that was prophesied has come. That's that kind of vibe, right? So like, if this is your soul contracted partner, life partner, soulmate that you are wanting to like put on for, make sure you actually get them something they like, so they don't have to be like, oh, you shouldn't have. I'm teasing you guys. You all get me. You all have that little funky sense of humor. You get me. You know what I'm talking about, too. So if you are just dating, or you are considering someone who feels like a soulmate or a life partner, you got to let them see the real you, okay? For them to know that it's real. If this is the real thing, this is how you know it's real. Like, you have to show them the real you. You can't show them that funky little wooden mask, okay? All right, so your chakra guidance card is Dissipation, which is so interesting because this is the solar plexus. This is yellow. And it comes with a judgment card, and the angel is very much disappearing, dissipating into thin air. That's the other thing, Capricorn. Can you just, like, let somebody know when you're going to go ghost on them? Just let them know. Just say, I'm going ghost. I'll let you know when I get back. Depending on the partner, they might be okay with that. All right, so dissipating. Allow gentle flight to your thoughts. This card supports the creativity in daydreaming. Recognizing the difference between a daydream and a well thought out plan is key, as creativity must be free from its cage. Yeah, y'all live in your heads a lot. You end up, I think of all the zodiac signs, you guys kind of end up seeing, like, stating the shoulda, woulda, couldas more than anybody else, just because, like, you act out these elaborate fantasies in your imaginations about the things that you want to do, or things you want to demonstrate for your partner, but you don't actually, like, make a move. Like, bust a move, bruh, okay? Yellow is solar plexus, so get your courage up, get your weight up. And very similar to the Sag reading, your partner will just appreciate the gesture. If your partner really loves you, like, even if you get them something they don't like, the fact that you thought enough to actually give it to them is usually enough, okay? But if you really want to make them happy, ask them what they want. Don't give them your idea of what you think they want. Okay? All right. Okay, Aquarius. You guys have the... Ooh. Now, see, I knew somebody was going to get this card. In reverse. You guys got the Magician card in reverse. Now, I do not like seeing this card in reverse, Aquarians. And if I remember correctly from your reading from the 4-month dash, which you might want to listen to, really, he's just going to start mowing his lawn now. Did you guys do that with your mind because you didn't want to hear what I had to say? Oh my gosh, let me close these windows real quick. Wow, that was petty. Y'all petty. Okay. But actually, that's a very interesting kind of example of what the Magician in reverse represents, as someone who is able to manifest whatever it is they want, but they have malintent behind it. So the Magician is the person who has mastery over all the aces. The Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Like, they know how to wield all of those things and bring forth what they want in real time, whenever they want it. what they want whenever they want. They have mastery over all four of the elements. So this makes sense when the Magician isn't upright with your life stuff. It looks like Aquarians are doing really, really well right now with their lives. So this kind of gives another side to the story, though, because it's like things are taking off for you all. And either some of you all are really like feeling yourselves right now and just feeling like you can't be stopped, like nothing can stop you, or you are not participating fully in a partnership, or you're not sharing what you have in a partnership, which is very antithetical to Aquarians, who are much more about community and collaboration. So being that this is a 1 year, though, will give you a pass, because this is about being self-oriented this year and reoriented. But the Magician in reverse means that you are missing the point. Like your focus is on the material realm and you're being a bit manipulative. So if you are in partnerships, it's kind of like your focus right now is maybe on getting to the point where you can have the trappings of success surrounding you, and you're just going to kind of like cut corners, do whatever you have to do to make that happen. This could be because you really want your partner to be proud of you and you really want to show off for them, but make sure that you are not doing it in such a way that the relationship actually suffers, because the Magician is like 1 is the loneliest number when it's in reverse. Okay. Make sure that you are not taking advantage of your partner's kindness or just assuming that they're always going to be there. That's going to be your challenge, is to kind of like level out and flip this Magician upside down. Because in reverse, the Magician is in service of his own needs, and his own needs might be like, I mean, he's a trickster. You know, he's not above fibbing. Even though he thinks his cause is a just cause, it's distorted. It's like he's looking at himself in a funhouse mirror. So just be careful of the ability to, like, now that you've got mastery in your life, just remember, like, you guys think I'm being a bitch right now. Karma is an even bigger one. Okay? So if you are single, this could mean, I feel like the single people and the casually dating people have a higher opinion of themselves than they really deserve at the moment, because they don't have mastery yet over certain elements of their lives. They're getting there, but like, it's like you've had a couple of wins to the point where you're like, everybody drinks on me at the bar, you know? And then like your girlfriend has to like drive your drunk ass home and you're vomiting all over the place. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like abusing kindnesses or abusing people's attention or affection, or how you're overlooking how they feel about you and that they're actually doing things for you out of a place of love. So don't make your partner feel like they are your errand boy or girl. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is definitely a different side of the story. This is why when I do personal readings, it's like, oh, I was all about Aquarius yesterday. And now it's like, Aquarius, you are letting somebody down hardcore right now. Okay, so just be careful for the next 4 months. You know, don't make it so self-oriented that you forget that you are actually a part of a unit, you know, whether that is an actual partnership or part of the entire human family. Potential partners, if you're wondering where your partner is because people can smell a manipulator a mile away, okay? They can smell someone who has a mentality of lack and who's going to take a taker. People who are empathic or super sensitive, that's who takers are attracted to, because, you know, those kinds of people are givers. So don't be a taker, okay? Be someone who is willing to commit their resources to a potential partnership as much as the other person, okay? Don't let them do all the heavy lifting, and that's going to be your challenge. Okay, your Chakra Wisdom Oracle card is Faith. Yeah, usually when people act like that in a partnership, it's because they're scared that there's not more where that came from. But if you think that there isn't more where that came from, there never will be. Okay, so you guys got Faith, which is third eye. The chakra, a lot of third eyes going on here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least four people who need to work on third eyes. So if you're watching this for your sun, moon, or rising, and you're getting repeat messages, like, you know, it's time to really start going from like a higher plane, you know, a higher source than your like kind of baser instincts. So Faith is all about, we are all wounded. Some wounds are recognized easily while others are not. Forge ahead and do not allow your pain to hold you back. You are meant to inspire others, and if you do not carry on, they will suffer. It is time to deliver your message. So this is, to me, suggesting that, it could be a protective measure, that you've been burned before because maybe somebody didn't appreciate the gifts that you had to offer or something like that. So you kind of overcompensate with like your abilities and all the flash and the pan kind of stuff. And in your pursuit of that, you forget that you're actually in a relationship, or that person sitting across from you like is a real person. And not a projection of a person, not a hologram. You have to interact with them in a way that they understand. Their flesh and blood, okay? So that is going to be your challenge, is having faith that the right partner will reveal themselves to you, and that if you are already partnered, that, not to take advantage of the fact that your partner has stuck with you through thick and thin. Okay, Pisces, my opposite sign. Two of Wands in reverse. It's like record scratch. So Pisces, you guys are the other sign that I did the 4-month reading for. I was really happy to give good news to. And now it's like the flip side of all your hard work is you have no idea where to go in a relationship. You have no idea. You could be looking at two partners. If you are already partnered, you may be looking at somebody else, which is making me giggle because I know a Pisces right now who may be in that scenario. So your head is just swiveling back and forth, and you can't make a move because this is the hair, and this is looking into a portal into the future, trying to figure out which direction you want to go in. Pisces, you're so funny because you guys have like the double fish swimming in different directions, and like, when you guys commit, you're like unfathomable. So I understand why it takes you a while to kind of really settle down, is because you're just sort of, you're a little different than like a Cancer or a Virgo who's like, or a Cappy who's like weighing all the odds and like, has their to-do lists like stretched out across the floor. You guys do this, but with like intuition, and your feelings, depending on how a person makes you feel, can change from day to day. So if you are considering two people right now, if you're dating casually or thinking about asking someone out, you're kind of stalling yourself out because, and I'm hearing be careful because both people will be gone and dating each other by the time you get around to like, figuring it out. Just pick one. There are no wrong answers. Like, anybody you pick will teach you something new, okay? So just pick one and just roll with it. You're good. But you guys, depending on how a person makes you feel at a given point in time, because you sort of adapt to that person, you kind of like chameleons in that way. You love being like in love with the idea of being in love, so it's like when you're with somebody in particular, you sort of adapt to what they like to do. And then when you're with the other person, they might bring another side out of you, and you kind of like that vacillating. But I have the feeling that the people that you are looking at right now, both of them are probably more interested in a firmer commitment from you, and they're looking at you like today. So over the next 4 months, your job is going to, like, even if you are partnered, and your partner is offering you like a choice between like, do you want to go to Barbados or do you want to go to St. Vincent? And you're like, well, I mean, I really liked Barbados the last time you were there, but I've never been to St. Vincent, but I know for a fact I like Barbados. Show me some more pictures of St. Vincent. Like, pick one. Okay, just pick. That's going to be your challenge, because like I feel like you're going to miss an opportunity if you don't pick something soon. And the person that you have your eye on, the other person, if you're single or mostly single or dating casually, the other person that you can't get out of your head that you're thinking about, if you don't make an offer, if you don't make a move, that person's going to move on without you. Okay? So the only bad decision is not making a decision at all. All right? Okay. Your chakra card is Perseverance. Interesting. I don't think I've actually ever seen this one. So this is in the solar plexus. No, this is in the sacral chakra, which is in your gut, which is the part of your body that says, I feel. Very ironic. We just got talking about like you guys itemizing everything in terms of your intuition. I mean, I love how like sensitive and like psychic-y and like intuitive you guys are, but it's like it almost stalls you out like a Libra sometimes. Okay, so perseverance. This card refers to movement and true feelings. Focus on that which supports you. You may have a heightened emotional state, and this card could inspire or discourage. You are being offered a way of getting something back on track. So, you know what? You can ask for a sign. You guys are so like cosmically connected. Just all you all have to do, being the oldest sign in the zodiac, is like seriously, you guys, all you have to do is just say, can I get a sign that this person is the person I'm supposed to choose? If you're that stuck, let the universe decide. Like could you guys just like make sure that person texts me by like, noon tomorrow? That would be awesome. Something simple like that, so you know that that's the way you go, and then commit to that. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in and listening to the romantic preview for the rest of the year, and I'll speak to you soon.